Welcome back to another episode. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about what everybody is probably thinking when it comes to podcasts. How can you monetize it? Everybody wants to know how they can get the ducats, how they can get the bread, the coin, the moolah. I get it. And let's get right into it. Okay, so when it comes to podcasting and you're trying to figure out how am I going to turn this hobby into a lucrative business or a side hustle, or how you can have some automated income, there's many ways you can do it. The first way you can do it is, if you're on YouTube, maybe you hit a certain threshold and you hit that subscriber watch time and whatever, criteria YouTube has for you to be at, you can start monetizing per episode if you have the videos. I'm not sure if they have it yet for the podcast feed, but I know for sure if you have X amount of viewership, watch time, subscribers, you can monetize your podcast. Okay. And the other side, another way you can monetize your podcast is you can create maybe a paywall. Maybe you are a musician, maybe you're a producer and you show people how to make music from their home, how you make it sound professional with maybe you don't have the best equipment. Maybe you're trying to, hobbyists or enthusiasts that are into music and they want to learn. Maybe you can create a course or a community to where you offer tutorials, live chats, you can troubleshoot. You can show them how to navigate Pro Tools, whatever they're using. That's a different way you can monetize your podcast, right? You could talk about the latest tech that's coming out. You could talk about music. You could talk about production. You could talk about how specific big songs were made, what tools they use, what inputs, and what strategies they did to make that sound. So that's a way that you can monetize your podcast. And the third thing you could do is you can create a course. And what should you be using to create a course? You can use anything, but my favorite is Kajabi. And Kajabi is an all-in-one tool that you can have your podcast on. I have this podcast on Kajabi. You can also create communities off of Kajabi. You can also create courses where you can sell. You can have newsletters to where you can have your community, your followers subscribe to, and they pay for that or it's free. You can create downloadable products from your podcast about your podcast. If let's use that same example about music production, maybe you send out, people that subscribe to your podcast or your community, a free downloadable on how to make XYZ. You get my drift? Okay, so podcast, that's the third way. And then the fourth way is you can get sponsorships. I have experience with that. It is easier than you think. I've done it. I literally made thousands at this point of dollars of having affiliate partnerships, sponsorships. I've helped other people do it too. And you name it. I work with some of the biggest brands, Nautica, Tap Out, shout out Hyperice, work with Blaze Pod. It's just a number of people that I've rocked with and I've built a relationship over the years. Again, I'll have trainings and downloadable things on that at a later time to show you guys how to do that if you're interested in that. And another way you could do it is you could ask, like I said, donations is another way that if your community rocks with you. Again, let's go back to that analogy of having a producer podcast, a musical podcast that you could say, hey, I need your support. I need you guys to donate for me to keep doing this podcast full time. I need you guys to donate or whatever you feel compelled to do to help me on my journey. I've seen some podcasts do that and they've had success. You see it a lot of times with Twitch streamers to where they're using that and people donate to be on the chat. They could just give whatever they feel compelled to give. Like I said, affiliate marketing, I already covered that. It's easier to do, right? So basically some brands, some companies, you got to be at a certain level. But honestly, I found tricks and hacks on how to go directly to the decision maker. And I know how to sell myself, but you just got to know what verbiage to use and you got to put in the work from a social media standpoint to get in that space, okay? To be able to become an affiliate. And then after affiliate, you can have a bigger, more lucrative partnership. There's many ways that you can monetize your podcast. And if you guys are interested in getting into the podcast game to monetize your expertise, hit your boy up, hit the link in the description, and let's connect to see if we're a good fit. I'm sure that if you're passionate about it, if you have something that you're really good at, that you're trying to try something out, podcasting is it's a low barrier of entry to get in and figure it out. So if you're an introvert, you don't have to have your camera on. It could just be audio only, and you can still monetize off of that, right? Until you build up enough courage to go in front of the camera. It's going to take time. Let me tell you, like back in the day, I'm a introvert, extrovert, or extrovert, introvert, right? I used to be like, ooh, 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 ooh. I used to do all of that, like weird stuff, right? Because it was just uncomfortable, but you do it enough, you'll get comfortable. Okay. So I'll leave you with this last thing. Again, it's easier than what you think. You just need to start. And if you want to start, holla at your boy. Let's see if we're a good fit. I'm sure I'm able to help you get there eventually. So if you need a step-by-step tutorial, I have a free downloadable PDF that I want to send you. Hit me up and I'll send it to you for free. And if you want to take that step a little further, yeah, let's talk. I'll see you guys on the next one.